basically allowed us to take our current group and grow an email list of close to 9,000 people so far.
What were some of the things that really helped you kind of speed up the growth of the audience? Were there any unique strategies or any things very foundational you guys did consistently? What helped?
No, it's like, well, okay, yeah. So I mean, there's tools that we've used GroupFunnels. That's been an amazing tool to allow us to build up our email list. That's the tool that has been offered through you. It's been an amazing tool. We picked that up almost right away when we started this first group, because what I had was another group where we're doing everything manually, and it was such a what a nuisance to do that, right? GroupFunnels has basically allowed us to take our current group and grow an email list of close to 9,000 people so far. And I think I've posted in your group a couple times. I think the last time I posted was 7,000. We're now at 9,000. And it's not, so one of the things that we do to grow that audience, those emails, like if you're going to start a group, you really need to focus on building up that email list, because that email list eventually becomes one of your biggest assets, because we pull money out of that all the time. We've segmented the list between marketers, real estate agents, lenders. We've been able to, so we can put offers now that are specific to those people. We're constantly engaging with that list. We're either promoting our show, or we're promoting other vendors that we have. So we've established relationships with vendors, and that asset allows us to negotiate, much better deals with these vendors. Like it's added so much to our business. And it's been so valuable. But one of the ways we've been able to grow that email list with GroupFunnels, obviously, somebody comes in, you ask the question, you're providing them with some sort of, guide or some sort of, you got to use some bait there to get that email address. But the additional thing that we do is obviously everything else that we provide inside of the group, right? So it's always about like, hey, I've got we just put together a brand new guide I want to offer to you for free. If anybody wants to comment down below, and then I'll drop a link, right? And then you just drop a link, and it's people going into your database, right? So even the people that come in never provide an email address, as long as you continue to add more stuff inside of your group, maybe once a month you're offering a guide or a one-pager on something, or hey, anybody want like this ad that's been working really well, I'm offering it up for free. Like send that to a landing page and then collect an email address, right? Like that's what we've been doing. That's what's allowed us to grow this. I'm not going to say it's massive email list, but it's a decent size now after 2 years for, an industry that's very niched, right? Like with this real estate. So, and plus we've been able to segment it, which has been very good. So, that's out of everything that we've done that's allowed us to grow like a very good asset for us. That's been the one thing. Aside from that, like I've had the question before where people ask me, it's like, hey, how'd you grow your group to it's close to 14,000 members now, but like, how'd you grow that group to 14,000 members? And the reality is I don't know. I don't know what, what exactly we did, other than just really, being who we are and just, adding value and giving the things that people want, which is they come to that group to learn about marketing for real estate. So give them that, I see a lot of other groups where it's like people ask questions, nobody's answering, right? Nobody's showing up. Or it's like, well, yeah, if you want to know that, I have a program here that you can buy. We don't do that. You ask a question, we give you the answer. You want some ads, we'll give you some ads. So it's and we do it like I've hopped on with calls from like members that are in the group, like people are struggling with stuff, right? And anyways, I think that's what we've done to be able to grow that community.
Yeah, love that, because that's such a big part of it. And like, what happens when you do that, like we said, is the member retention. People are going to come back and be like, wow, these guys are really helpful. This is awesome. I'm going to keep coming back and asking these guys questions. That makes your group get suggested out more. And what I noticed you guys have going on too, I'm going to screen share real quick, is the group name, Real Estate Marketing and Conversion Mastery. Super keyword heavy. So like if your group was like, Shayne and Matt hanging out and talking real estate, then people would see like Shayne and Matt, and then they would not click on it. So your guys' group name is very optimized, like real estate marketing. People usually only see the first 3 words, depending on where they're looking on Facebook. So with that being so dialed in, I think that's what's really helped you guys not only grow a lot, but get super, super targeted people. Because if you just had 14,000 random people, you'd have a whole lot more trouble selling your programs and having the right discussions. But I think that combined with how much value you're giving and just really focusing on the experience and helping people out, that's what's going to keep it growing. And I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are, 30, 50K by this time next year.
Can't wait. It's, it's funny because I wake up every day and I pop in the group and I'm just like, like I said, originally I never wanted to build a group, right? Now it's fun, right? And then now you build relationships with some of these members, which is kind of odd, right? Like these people you've never talked to before and you would have never have met. And they become loyal followers, and just naturally you build, these online relationships with these people, and eventually they buy your programs. And then, again, the other thing that I find so amazing as to what happened to our group specifically, I don't know if that's like this in other groups, but it's people follow what you do, right? Like you're leading by example inside of your groups, right? So if we're sharing a bunch of stuff, well, guess what? The members and the marketers that are also doing really well, they're going to come in there and start sharing as well. Maybe they have, there's a motive there. Maybe they've got their own groups approach, whatever. We don't see it, right? They just come in, they're pretty loyal, and they just kind of share what's working for them. And then we also see that in other groups where we have our loyal followers, where people are asking, like, where is it that I can get information on, real estate marketing, right? And you can see, like, Shayne and Matt's group, Shayne and Matt's group, Shayne and Matt's group, right? Like it's, I think we've really built up a name as a really, really cool community to get information on marketing for real estate agents.
That's what it's all about. And like tapping into those other circles and like becoming the go-to, getting those tags. Like, I think some people underestimate the power of how giving value affects everything in a business. So by you guys giving value, higher member retention. By you guys giving value, more referrals. By you guys giving value, zero resistance when you actually do sell something. Like, people need to be giving more, and you guys are just an awesome example of that. So it's not always
easy. It's not always easy though. It's sometimes it's effort, right? I mean, there's been plenty of times it's been late at night and I see a post and it's like, I want to go to bed. I'll just answer this really quickly, right? So it's but yeah, I think that's what it's all about. I think it's all like, if you want to grow community and you want to grow an audience, especially with Facebook groups, this is what you need to do, right? And it's about providing that value. It's about providing what the people want, right? What your members want. And I think that's what we've been really successful at doing.
Yep. And consistency. That's it. So
and consistency, right? Yeah. You got to show up, right? So we try and show up every single day, and just, go through the group and just answer questions and make sure that, people are following the rules, and, get rid of the spam and all those other things you need to do inside of that group and make it just a really great community. Something else we've done too is we've partnered with vendors inside of our group. So we have, specific vendors where we allow them to, it's more of a kind of a passive advertise. They add more value to the group, right? So they come in and they add value. Naturally, they're getting, customers from that. So it's allowed us to, not be the only people always posting, not be the only people asking questions, not be the only people providing the value. Now we've got members and partners that are inside of that group. And we make sure that they don't come off too spammy or salesy, and they're just adding value. And naturally, they're getting customers from it as well. So it increases the engagement. People get tons more value from these other partners, and it's just it's been really, really good over the past year by doing that.
Yeah, and I like with stuff like that it really taps into what groups are all about, which is community, where it's not just two talking heads. It's like, it's about the people, and, oh, hey, we've got some vendors over here, we got some people over here, we got some clients, we got this, we got that. And that's what's fun about groups versus any other social platform,